Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a makeup and mystery. I have the LED light a little different, situated a little different today, so let me know what you guys think of that. Yeah, my neck is killing me. My shoulder is killing me. I'm tired. But anyways, that's why I'm still in PJs. Today we're going to be talking about the case of Casey Anthony and Caylee Anthony. I was watching a lot on this. And it was kind of weird because I'm kind of like in a very similar situation to what Casey was in with her daughter, where she lived with her parents and her parents helped her take care of her daughter. I live with my parents and my parents help me take care of the kids. So it's crazy, and I actually think that she did kill Caylee. I do think she did. I kind of wish she would just come out and say, like, you guys have been right the whole time. I dogged all of y'all. I killed her, because she was found not guilty in a court of law. Even if she comes out and says, I killed her, we can't try her. Because double jeopardy is in place. But anyways, I'm sure most people know about Casey Anthony and Caylee Anthony, and they know the story about it, because it was pretty big. It was really big trial, and like there's still reactions of like people filmed their reaction to her verdict, and it's still on YouTube to this day, so you can actually go and check it out. And it was very widely hated. So basically the story goes is that Casey Anthony had a party life. She ended up getting pregnant. She didn't tell anybody that she was pregnant until she was like 7 months along. She told her parents that she was having a baby when she was 7 months pregnant, which is weird when you think about it. So Casey actually did not know who the father of Caylee was, and there was like a prospect that the dad was her fiance at the time named Jesse, but it was proven through a DNA test that he was not the father. So that obviously was very devastating to him, and he really wanted to be her dad. So that ended Casey's relationship with him. And something is that like Casey was really well known as a party girl. So basically the story goes is that I'm using my new color brushes today. The story goes, is that Casey had gotten into a fight with her parents. I don't know what it was about, but she had gotten into a fight with her parents and left her parents' house and took Caylee. And her mom would call and check on Casey all the time, and like they would talk on the phone, and she would ask to talk to Caylee, and Casey would always have an excuse and say like she was with Zanny the nanny. Remember that's like a very important thing into this story. So she was supposedly always with Zanny the nanny. About a month had passed, and her parents had been letting Casey use their car so Casey could like get around and stuff like that, and they wanted to make sure she had transportation, because that's what a good parent does. I mean, my parents literally are doing the same thing for my brother. My brother literally has their car so that they can make sure he can get around. So somehow or another it gets towed. I've heard different stories about like she abandoned it, but anyways, it gets towed, and obviously the owner of the car pops up as George and Cindy Anthony. So George and Cindy get the call, and they go in to get the car out, and they have to pay a bunch of fees, because you have to pay fees whenever your car is impounded. Which, Casey is just a horrible daughter. Really, honestly, she really is. that her parents had to do this. And then they get the car out, and as they're investigating the car, they said that it smelled like there was a dead body in the car. The smell was very pungent. Now, I've never smelled a dead body before, so I can't describe it, but I don't feel like it's something you'd be able to mistake, and later on they did have like cadaver dogs and stuff like that reacting to it, so I am on the side of it was definitely a decomposing body. Whose? We don't know. I think we can't really say for sure if it was Caylee's or if Casey killed somebody else. Or what. But anyways, they finally tracked down Casey. It had been a month, and Casey finally breaks down after lying to her parents and taking them on a wild goose chase to find Zanny the nanny and Caylee. She breaks down and finally tells her parents Caylee had been missing for 31 days. So of course, Cindy, her mother, calls 911 because, I mean, that's what my mother would do if I said that to my mom. I'm not gonna lie. And Casey was actually arrested for not reporting her daughter missing, which she should have been arrested for that. And that's when the search began. So, of course, the number one thing is to try and find Zanny, who is the person that Casey is claiming has her daughter. So, what's crazy is that Zanny was actually a real person, but she wasn't a nanny, and she ended up filing a defamation lawsuit against Casey later on after this. Good for her, I would have too, because this was a very publicized case, so like that kind of like could have destroyed her reputation. It took a few months, but they were finally able to find Caylee's remains. She had been completely skeletalized, which is so sad. It was actually a meter reader who had discovered her remains. He actually thought it was a Halloween mask, so he didn't really think like anything of it. He thought it was a Halloween mask. What I find amazing is that I had actually found a report that he had found it months prior, and it was near the Anthony's house. And he had found the skull months prior, and he had reported it, but nobody had done anything, and he went back and it was still there, and that's when he reported it again, and that's when something was finally done. But I don't know if that's accurate, but I did find a report online that is what happened. So if that is incorrect, please correct me in the comment section below, because I don't want to give out false information. But they were able to determine that the bones were Caylee's, which is so sad that she was dead. And again, the bones were found near the Anthony family house. So after Zanny the nanny was ruled out and Caylee's bones were found, Casey became the #1 suspect, because she should be. And they found a bunch of different like evidence. Like I said, the cadaver dog actually reacted to the car and having a dead body in it. Like it did, the dog did react to it, but it had been so long, I guess it couldn't pick up the scent of if it was Caylee's. I guess it couldn't pick it up because it had been so long and it had been like cleaned and stuff. And this was a very public trial, so Casey, still to this day, I think is believed by the majority to have done it. But I do think that she was in the wrong. And she, throughout the whole trial, like, just the whole, like, case, told so many different stories. And even to this day, you'll find Casey's interviews, and she says different things about what happened. Like, on one time she said that the last time she saw Caylee alive was with her dad. And then another time she said that she went to sleep and Caylee was dead. Which we'll talk about. Like I said, I think the majority of people do think that Casey is to blame for Caylee's death. This is such a sad case, it really is. So, police feel like they have enough evidence to arrest Caylee for the murder of her daughter. So they do, and then that's when the trial begins, and it was so crazy. Apparently, like, people were buying tickets into the courtroom. Like, this was a widely known case. And Casey's attorney was named Jose Baez. And he was really in, like, the public's eye with this case, which you should if you're defending your client, like, you should. Like, he did the right thing as an attorney with his job. He did do the right thing. So, Caylee, the prosecuting attorney obviously presented their case that Caylee wanted to go out and party, so she killed her daughter. Which, I think, yes, because she had a party lifestyle and she just didn't want to be a mom. Even though, like, I can literally go out on dates and leave my kids with my parents. I'm very, very positive that if Caylee really didn't want her daughter, she could have just gave up custody of her daughter to her parents, and her parents would have taken her daughter. Because George, Caylee's father, actually tried to kill himself a few weeks after Caylee's body, her remains were found. Because Caylee says that basically one of her lies when she was looking for Zanny the nanny, who she claimed kidnapped her daughter. She was doing, you know, hot body contests and stuff like that, and out partying all the time. I've never been out to clubs or partied. I'm not a people person, I guess. I would literally rather sit here and have a drink, because I don't really drink that much, so I don't feel like I would be a fun person to even go out with. And that is the truth. So that is the prosecution's story, and they even have, like, computer searches on the Anthony family's computer from, like, chloroform and stuff like that, and Caylee's mother was really ride or die for her, because she actually got up on the stage and testified that those were her searches, but the police were able to prove that it was very unlikely that they were her searches, because it was more likely that the searches took place when she wasn't home, and there was even, like, neck breaking was a search. I don't know, like, this goes back to the Kristen Smart case, where I'm literally like, parents, you fucked up raising Caylee. She killed her daughter. Let her have the consequences. Like, we all know she killed her daughter. We all know it, literally. She got away with that. So, her mom defends her, and Caylee's attorney actually defended her by stating that Caylee became a liar because she was molested by her father. Which is so horrible. Like, being molested is horrible, but lying about it is, like, another thing. Especially to, like, get yourself off. Because I'm pretty sure that saying that she was molested, I'm sure people on the jury might have believed that. And it probably got her a little bit of sympathy. So it's really, like, it leaves a sour taste in my mouth that she was willing to sell out her father to get off killing her daughter. Like, that leaves a very sour taste in my mouth. But in the end, she did end up getting off. Like I said, she got away with it. Like, she definitely killed her daughter. Like, let's not beat around the bush. She killed her daughter, for sure. But she was found guilty of lying to the police because obviously she lied to the police multiple times. But she had already been in jail at that point for like 4 years, and she was only sentenced to like a year by the judge. So she ended up, getting time credited to that. So she ended up getting released. And you can even go check out like Casey Anthony's release from prison. It's kind of hilarious because she kind of she deserved it. People like the authorities were so afraid that somebody was going to come up and like stab her, kill her or something. That it was called a cloak and dagger operation. Now, I was watching some other YouTuber videos when I was researching this case, and Bailey Sarian said that Casey Anthony had actually not had money because her name is ruined, so she couldn't pay anybody. So it's actually said that she was sleeping with her attorney. There's so many different theories about how Caylee died. Like, they think that Casey used chloroform and killed her like that. There's even the theory that she did drown in the family pool and the dad had something to do with it, although I don't really believe it because he openly comes out and criticizes his daughter, unlike the mother who was ride or die for her. But what I am more inclined to believe is actually the father's story. And the father makes more sense than literally any member of this family. And I totally understand that Cindy and George wanted to defend their daughter because they had lost Caylee. Caylee, they were raising her since she was born, so she was basically like a daughter. She was their granddaughter. But she was basically like a daughter, and they weren't close to their son. They weren't close to their son because of what they did, because they kept Casey's pregnancy a secret from him, which is weird. And I would be pissed too. I mean, I found out my dad was keeping my brother's girlfriend's pregnancy a secret. It's like, what the fuck? But that's also probably because when I found out I was pregnant, Brandon's sister went through my shit and decided to announce it to the whole wide world that I was pregnant. So I didn't even get to tell people I was pregnant. Because that's what bitches do. I'm sorry, I don't like her. But anyways, so Casey's dad has what I think is the most realistic version of what happened, and that is that Casey wanted to go out and party, and obviously, like, having a child, it's hard to do that. So what he believes she did was that she was drugging Caylee with Xanax, and that is where the name Zanny came from, because apparently Xanax's nickname is Zanny, or at least it was back in the day, but it totally does make sense because of Xanax, Zanny, like, that does make sense. That really, really does. I'll have to ask Sarah, because Sarah was addicted to Xanax, so I'll have to ask her if that was like a nickname for it, because I'm sure she'd know. So, like I said, he thinks that she was drugging her daughter, and maybe Caylee got too much and didn't wake up. Casey gave Caylee too much and didn't wake up, and Casey panicked. Because you can't drug your child. But I can't imagine, I'm not a mother like Casey, but I can't imagine partying being more important than my children. I'm not gonna lie. Just like the same thing with my brother's girlfriend. I can't imagine drinking being more important than my child. Like, yeah, I had a drink last night. Big deal. I didn't get drunk. I didn't even finish it. It was just something that I'm old enough to have a drink, so when my kids go to sleep, I'm gonna a drink if I want it. I'm not gonna show up to my in-laws' house at 8 o'clock in the morning with a beer in my hand. You know who I'm talking about. If you're watching this, you know I'm talking about you. But I don't know, like, Casey is just such a compulsive liar. Like, even to this day, she says she doesn't know what happened to Caylee. Like I said, I wish she'd just come out and say, yeah, you guys are right, I did kill her. Because even if she literally went on TV and said, I killed my daughter, the police can't do anything about it because double jeopardy has been in place. She's been found not guilty by her peers. So double jeopardy again is in place. So she's free to literally just say whatever she wants. I think the majority of the population believes that she killed her because it just kind of makes sense. I mean, like, the car smelled like a dead body. She didn't report her missing. I really believe George's theory of the Xanax, that Casey freaked out and realized, like, she couldn't not have Caylee there. Like, she couldn't tell her parents that she killed Caylee, even if it was on accident. So that's why she left, because I actually think, personally, the fight that she had with her parents that caused her to leave, Caylee was already dead, and she just kind of disposed of Caylee along the road when she was leaving her parents' house. That's my personal theory, because it just kind of like seems to make more sense to me that way. But she was found not guilty, even though we all know she's guilty. Like, we all know. I guess, like, I kind of can relate to Casey because I am kind of in the same situation as her. Whereas if I get overwhelmed with my kids, I take a step back. I go in my room and I scream. Or I go to my parents and I say, hey, I'm overwhelmed, help me. And I'm sure Casey's parents would have did the same thing and helped her. I can even go to my brother and say, bro, I'm overwhelmed, help me. I'm about to break down. And he'll help me. And he doesn't even have his own kids. So there's that. I don't know. I don't think Casey's had any more kids, thank God. Because I don't think she wanted to be a mom to begin with. And I don't even think she's meant to be a mother. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though we're talking about something really, really sad, because we know, but she wasn't found guilty in a court of law, so she won't actually pay for the justification of it. What happened. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. This is a really depressing story, so that's why I'm like, so like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell, all the social media great stuff, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.